Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today, me and Mr. Zig is going to talk about the inheritance tax, all of the taxing the wealthy that all of the middle class and lower class people cheer when the Congress says we're going to tax the rich. And somehow it always trickles down. That good Ronald Reagan trickle down economics. We always get busted with it every time. Mr. Zig, how in the heck are you?
I'm doing good. Thomas, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Have you ever heard the story of Sam Walton and how he built Walmart?
Oh, I've heard some of it.
Have you?
Yeah, he's started small
Yeah.
and
And
had a vision.
Yes.
A hell of a vision when you think back at it.
Yeah. I mean, what we had thought was in his game plan. He wasn't going up against the big market stores, Kmart, JCPenney, and Sears and stuff like that by starting in cities. I thought they said something like 50,000 and less, and probably even smaller than that is the cities that he was concentrating on. That's why you'd always see in a 1,500 population city a Walmart. And of course, the other big difference too is that when he started them, they didn't have groceries.
Right.
There wasn't a grocery
It
store.
wasn't a grocery store.
No. So, but we're going to go through this clip here of how Sam got started after his death, and the children inheriting. He had 4 kids who inherited his money, and at the end, I've got a question for you, and see if you may have an answer, or if you're as stumped as I am of why this happened. So let's take a look at this and get a feel of what the empire that Sam built here.
One family turned a single discount store into the most powerful retail empire on Earth, and the values that built it were slowly abandoned by the people who inherited it. According to Bloomberg's December 2025 tally, the Walton family controls $513 billion, which puts them ahead of every other dynasty on the planet by $177 billion. Nearly half of Walmart sits in their hands, the largest company on the Fortune 500 and the largest private employer in existence. Behind those numbers, you'll find fatal plane crashes, drunk driving scandals that vanished from the record, bribery cover-ups, crushed unions, a dead pedestrian and no charges filed, and a widening gap between the founder's legendary cheapness and the lives his heirs actually live. We're going to trace the full arc here, from Sam Walton's first failed store, all the way to a dynasty whose fortune exceeds the GDP of most countries. And we're going to examine what happened once the person who built it all was no longer around to hold it together. Sam Walton's origin story unlocks everything that came after, so that's where we begin. Of the Depression. As a boy, he milked cows, delivered newspapers, and sold magazine subscriptions to keep the household afloat. By 8th grade, he reportedly became the youngest Eagle Scout in Missouri history, though some sources dispute that claim. His high school classmates at Hickman High voted him most versatile boy. He then attended the University of Missouri, where he became president of his senior class. He took a management trainee job at JCPenney in Des Moines, starting in 1940. The founder, James Cash Penney, personally taught Sam how to wrap packages. The real education came on his lunch breaks, when he walked through Sears and other competitors, studying their layouts, their prices, and their strategies. That obsession with the competition would define his entire career. World War II interrupted his career, and after Army service, Sam scraped together $25,000, $5,000 of his own, and $20,000 borrowed from his father-in-law, to buy a Ben Franklin variety store franchise in Newport, Arkansas. Opening day arrived on September 1st, 1945, and by Sam's own admission, the store was a real dog. Within 5 years, he had pushed sales from roughly $80,000 up to $250,000. And that was when the defining disaster struck. Sam's landlord refused to renew the lease and handed the location to his own son, which meant Sam lost everything he had built in that town. Years later, he recalled that he had to pick himself up and get on with it, do it all over again, only even better this time. That lesson burned itself into him permanently, and from that point forward, he never made a deal without controlling the real estate. The move to Bentonville, Arkansas came in 1950. Helen wanted small-town life. Sam wanted hunting seasons in 4 states, and together they opened Walton's 5 and 10 on the town square, this time buying the building outright. By the early 1960s, 15 stores were running under Sam and his brother Bud, and when Sam pitched the discount store concept to Ben Franklin's executives, they turned him down flat. What followed was the gamble that changed American retail forever. On July 2, 1962, at age 44, Sam mortgaged his home, borrowed heavily, and opened the first Walmart discount city in Rogers, Arkansas. Nobody else used his strategy. Competitors like Kmart chased cities of 50,000 people or more, while Sam targeted forgotten towns of 2,000 to 20,000, placing each store within a day's drive of central distribution warehouses. Scouting locations meant flying himself in used airplanes, and over his lifetime he owned about 18 of them without ever buying one new. At each stop, he would rent a budget sedan, walk through competitors' stores picking up trash, and study their operations so closely that he later claimed he spent more time inside Kmart stores than any Kmart executive. Revenue hit $1 billion in 1979, faster than any company in history had reached that mark, and by 1990, Walmart sat atop American retail, having overtaken both Sears and Kmart. Sam's operating philosophy sounded almost too simple: lower your prices, more customers walk in, and higher volume compensates for thinner margins. As he put it, every time Walmart spends $1 foolishly, it comes right out of our customers' pockets. Those Saturday morning meetings started at 7 a.m. and ran 2.5 hours, with Sam arriving at 3 or 4 in the morning to review weekly numbers. Calling employees associates wasn't just branding either, because Sam introduced profit sharing and a stock purchase program that allowed one cashier to accumulate $262,000 in her retirement account by 1992. Sam's personal habits matched his principles. A red 1985 Ford pickup served as his daily vehicle, and when people questioned it, his answer became famous. "What am I supposed to haul my dogs around in? A Rolls-Royce?" $25,000 bought the modest house in Bentonville, where he and Helen lived from 1959 until they died. At one meeting in Little Rock, Sam stood up, pointed to his jacket label, and told the room, "Walmart, $50. The pants, Walmart, $16. But here's the thing. The single most consequential decision Sam ever made came 9 years before the first Walmart existed. Back in 1953, Sam structured a family partnership that placed 80% of ownership in his 4 children's names, 20% each, keeping just 10% each for himself and Helen. Roughly $10 billion in estate taxes never had to be paid because of that one move. That partnership became the structural foundation of everything the Waltons own today. Cancer took Sam Walton on April 5, 1992, at the age of 74, after a fight that stretched back to his 1982 diagnosis. Days before the end, he lay in his hospital bed reviewing sales data.
I think
Rob Walton, his eldest son, assumed the chairmanship just 2 days after Sam's death. 1,735 stores, roughly 400,000 employees, and $50 billion in annual sales now sat under Rob's watch. Growth was never the question after that. what the family would become without Sam was. And this is where the story fractures, because the personal scandals came first, and they came hard. Alice Walton, Sam's only daughter, carries the most troubling personal chapter among the 4 children. On a misty morning in 1989, driving her Porsche along a country road in Fayetteville, Arkansas, she struck and killed a 50-year-old cannery worker named Oleta Hardin, a mother of 2. No charges were filed. The incident was ruled a no-fault accident, and Alice never received so much as a ticket. 9 years later, in 1998, she crashed into a gas meter and telephone box in Springdale, Arkansas, and broke her nose. A blood alcohol reading of 0.16 came back, well above the legal limit. Officers testified that she said, "Do you know who I am? Do you know my last name?" Guilty verdicts landed on all 4 counts. The fine was $925, an amount that barely registered against her net worth of approximately $6.3 billion. October 7, 2011, brought another arrest, this time on her 62nd birthday in Parker County, Texas. A failed field sobriety test and a refused breathalyzer led to driving while intoxicated charges, and when officers pointed out that her registration had expired, she replied, "I have someone who does that for me." What happened next tells you everything. Lawyers submitted doctor's notes. The arresting trooper was suspended for unrelated misconduct and could not testify. The 2-year statute of limitations expired without prosecution, and all records were expunged. As the Arkansas Times noted, on the face of it, it sounds like Parker County does not want to disoblige the 16th richest woman in the world. Today, Alice holds the title of the richest woman on earth, worth over $116 billion. Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, which she founded and which charges no admission, has drawn more than 15 million visitors. And she is also funding a tuition-free medical school. She has accomplished real things with her wealth, and she has operated under a different set of rules than the rest of the country. Both of those statements are true at the same time. The family's investment record produced its own embarrassment. $150 million went into Theranos, making the Waltons Elizabeth Holmes' single largest investor in a company that proved to be entirely fraudulent. Against their combined fortune, the loss amounted to loose change, but for a family built on knowing the value of a dollar, the failure of due diligence stung. John Walton, Alice's brother, carved out a different kind of legacy entirely. A Green Beret who earned a Silver Star in Vietnam, he became a fierce advocate for school choice and co-founded the Children's Scholarship Fund, which delivered more than 67,000 scholarships to low-income families. On June 27, 2005, John died at 58 when his home-built ultralight aircraft crashed moments after takeoff from Jackson Hole Airport. The NTSB traced the cause to an improper repair he had performed himself. $18.2 billion. That is what Forbes estimated his estate to be worth. John was the exception. The system was the rule. Those were the personal fractures. The systemic ones run deeper, and they build on each other. A 2020 Government Accountability Office report placed Walmart among the top 4 employers of SNAP and Medicaid recipients in every state studied, with over 14,000 Walmart workers collecting food stamps across just 9 states. $6.2 billion a year is what an Americans for Tax Fairness study estimated Walmart's low-wage model costs U.S. taxpayers in public assistance. Bernie Sanders used blunter language, calling the Waltons the real welfare queen in America. To be fair, Walmart has moved its starting pay in recent years up to $14 an hour, with average frontline associate pay reaching around $17.50 to $18 an hour. That's real money compared to a decade ago. And this is where the critique gets more complicated, because the wages did go up, and they're still nowhere near Costco's minimum of $20 an hour. The gap between what the company can afford and what it chooses to pay remains central to how people judge this family. February 2000 delivered one of the most revealing episodes in corporate labor history. Meat cutters at a single Texas Walmart voted 7-3 to form a union, and the company's response arrived within weeks, shutting down meat-cutting operations across 180 stores in 6 states and switching entirely to pre-packaged products. Workers in Jonquière, Quebec, who became the first in North America to unionize a Walmart, watched the company close the entire store. Canada's Supreme Court later ruled 5-2 that Walmart had violated labor law. A 2012 New York Times investigation exposed something worse. Walmart de Mexico had funneled over $24 million in bribes to government officials, including payments tied to construction near the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan. Bentonville headquarters learned about the corruption in 2005 through a whistleblower, but instead of pursuing the investigation, leadership shut it down and sent the matter back to the very lawyer at the center of the scheme. $283 million in settlement costs followed, and the total expense including the internal probe exceeded $900 million. While all of this unfolded, the family's personal wealth kept climbing. Rob Walton assembled a group that purchased the Denver Broncos for $4.65 billion, setting a world record for a sports franchise. Stuart Walton, Jim's son, paid $14 million for a Malibu home he bought from Cindy Crawford. Sam Walton never once flew first class. Sam Walton wore $16 pants from his own stores, and Sam's autobiography contained an explicit warning to his heirs. If you start any of that foolishness like changing the structure, selling off stock, going off and doing fancy things, I will come back and haunt you. Not a single Walton has signed the Giving Pledge. Rob's public response to the question was, "I certainly salute them. We have chosen not to do that and to go our own way." Foundation assets controlled by the family represent less than 1.5% of their total wealth. Now, here's a finding that reframes this entire story. No public lawsuits exist between Walton family members. No inheritance battles, no siblings dragging each other to court, no boardroom coups. Compared to the Murdochs or the Kochs, the Waltons function as an unusually unified front. This story is not about the family tearing itself apart from the inside. It is about the growing moral distance between Sam Walton's principles and the empire that carries his name. December 2024 brought a generational shift that had been years in the making. All 8 grandchildren of Sam and Helen Walton received voting rights over the family's holdings, with managing membership interests transferred from Alice, Jim, and Rob into new trusts. Power formally passed to the 3rd generation. Walmart itself entered 2026 under a new CEO, John Furner, who started as an hourly associate more than 30 years ago. 10,750 stores now operate across 19 countries, with fiscal year 2025 revenue reaching $681 billion and a market cap that briefly touched $1 trillion. Dividends alone throw off an estimated $3.4 billion a year for the family. Walton Enterprises, the entity managing all of this, runs out of an office above a bike shop called Pat Tire in downtown Bentonville. Employees at the coffee shop next door reportedly do not even know it exists. Over $230 billion in assets are managed from a room above a bike shop. Sam would have appreciated that. A tension hangs over this family and their empire that no amount of money can resolve. Sam Walton built everything from nothing through relentless work, genuine cheapness, and an obsessive commitment to the lowest possible price. His heirs preserved the business structure with discipline and avoided the public warfare that tears most dynasties apart. The moral architecture, though, the belief that a company should serve ordinary people, that wealth carries obligation, that nobody gets to live above the rules, that part eroded in ways Sam probably would not recognize. The Waltons did not collapse the way most dynasties do, with leaked emails and courtroom battles and family members at each other's throats. Their unraveling arrived quietly through scandals swept from the record, workers left on food stamps while the family fortune crossed $500 billion, and a founder's principles that turned into words on a wall rather than rules anyone lived by. $513 billion, one family, and the open question of whether the empire Sam built still belongs to what he stood for or to something else entirely. That leaves us with the real question, and I want to hear where you land on it. Can any family hold on to a self-made founder's values across 3 generations of inherited wealth? Or is that drift just baked into the math of compounding money and fading memory? Are you team inevitable or team they could have done better? Drop your answer in the comments because I read everyone, and the best answers end up pinned.
All right. That's pretty exciting. But I know one thing that has changed from when Sam was alive and running it than today is that Sam was all about America made. Everything in his store was American made.
I don't think that's true now.
It's not true today, no. But to be fair, you know, you wonder because that had all changed under Reagan. You know, the big new bill or the big new deal came around. So and of course Sam died in what, 92 it said.
Mm-hmm.
So you wonder with all of the jobs going to China, starting to go to China then, how much Sam, if he would have kept that motto, or it just inevitably he would have had to go to, you know, out of country stuff, you know, like made in China.
Import stuff.
Yeah.
And to stay competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But, you know, it's still the American company went under the exception of, you know, that we're taking our jobs over to China to help the American people because the American people are charging way too much for salaries. So if we take it over to China, down to Mexico, and have it built, then it'll come back up and save the American people money. But that never happened.
No, but even probably back in the 80s, maybe. Remember all the businesses that moved down south,
Yes.
basically, and built plants down south
Yeah, for
You know,
non-union.
for non-union and cheaper labor,
Right.
which down south is where the cheaper
Yeah.
labor existed.
I know. Yeah.
You know, and not in Michigan, not in Ohio, not in, you know, the Rust Belt states,
Right.
as they call them. And, you know, so that's even been happening even way back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and,
I know they moved a lot of businesses down south because of the non-union.
Sure.
Because they were all
Yeah.
right to work.
mhm.
And that happened. But so from what I remember, and in that clip there, it did say that one of the moves that Sam did saved $10 billion in inheritance.
Mhm.
But so when Sam Walton died in 1992, he was the richest man in the world at $20 billion.
Yes, but he gave what, 20% to each child? Is that how he did
Yeah,
that?
and that's how he got out of $10 billion inheritance tax.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, but that still leaves $10 billion, and yet all 4 of his children came out with like 4 point something billion.
Mhm.
So my question is that, okay, he got away with $10 billion, half of it not being taxed to inheritance tax. So, but the other 10 billion should have. So how did each child come out if the government's going to take anywhere between 18 to 40%? And it may not have been that much back then. Hell, it might have been half back then.
Yeah.
You know,
The rate, yeah,
yeah,
what it was back then, yeah.
yeah. And so how did each of them wind up with $4 billion a piece? A little over $4 billion a piece. Come out with $20 billion is basically his inheritance. All of his money went to his children. And you, okay, where's the inheritance tax at? He saved 10 billion. 10 billion should have got taxed, but yet, and then that would make their inheritance not quite $4 billion.
Right.
You know, so
But when you're sitting there with the president. right
Yeah.
Next to you, you get what do you get, the Congressional Medal of
honor
Freedom?
or freedom.
Freedom,
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Right.
you never know what's going on.
Right.
Long runs on this.
And then it said something too about in Canada where they
wanted to turn it into a union.
they
there in
unionized it
Canada said,
and yeah.
I mean, not Canada, but I mean,
We're
Walmart
closing
said
it.
We're closing it. Yes.
And then Canada Supreme Court 5-2
I do.
said you broke labor laws.
Right. So they
So-
just paid the fine.
I'm gonna say, so did
Paid the
that
fine
mean
and they're
that?
gone.
Right,
That's what they got the income to do
right.
it. You know,
Yeah,
it's not going to break them.
my outlook is that okay, we got to go up and open the damn store back up again. We lost.
Well,
You know, did I want the Supreme Court of Canada think that was going to happen?
maybe they thought that was going to happen, but you and I both know we work for very large companies that,
Yeah.
you know, if they get in trouble with something, they just cut a check. Okay, how much are we going to owe you to forget about all this?
Right.
Write it out. Here you go. Thank you for doing business with us. See you later.
Right.
We're shutting the damn store down now.
Yes, and I remember the company that you and I worked for was a Fortune 500 company, and they were in the same mark of as Walmart. They're the wash bay employees
Mm-hmm.
were paid less that they qualified for food stamps.
Wow.
And the VP at that time said, wait a minute. And he left the contract negotiations and went out of the room and came back in and said, here, we're changing this whole structure, and put them up. He found out that, they could get food stamps as much as they were paying them. They qualified for food stamps.
So he fixed that.
So he fixed that. He raised their rates up. Yes.
Salary.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you don't realize it's going on,
Right.
you just keep going, rolling on. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Walmart probably thinks, hey, I don't believe there's any unions in Walmart stores, is there?
I don't think so.
Do the meat cutters have a union? It doesn't sound like
They don't, no, because they don't do it no more.
Oh,
They don't do it no more.
Do they do
But
it? Do they?
They all get
Wait
it
a minute. Do
prepackaged.
they do it at Sam's? Don't they keep
well,
the
the
meat, don't they put
Sam's-
the meat in there?
Yeah, I think Sam's does.
Okay, I mean that's
same as Walmart, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess
Oh.
on a smaller scale.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
a smaller
Okay.
scale, because
No,
there wouldn't be that much.
You think they just cut it over there at Sam's and send it over to the Walmart store across the street? You think that's what they do?
Yeah.
Package it over there and just
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
on a little truck.
But
run
what's
it over there.
stopping them from doing it? What's stopping them from going and doing a try to unionize?
No, I know. Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, but
Yeah. So
so it sounds like the daughter of Sam Walton.
yeah,
Sounds like she might have a problem. Back in the day, she had a problem
right.
drinking and driving. Sounds like.
She was
Sounds like
his
a pretty
trouble
Sounds like a
child,
pretty
wasn't
serious
she?
one. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I love it when they get stopped and say, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah. Don't you know my father?
I've got somebody who takes care of that. What the
Yeah.
hell's that mean?
Right.
I don't pay. No, I don't pay for license or stickers or
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
as it turns out, I guess is that right? She's the richest woman.
woman. Yeah, I believe that's what they said. Yeah,
Well, at 116 billion, yeah,
billion.
that
That's with a B.
yeah, that overtakes Oprah anyway. You know, I thought Oprah was the richest, but no,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
she ain't touching 116 billion.
you just don't hear from
Right.
about this woman. You
Right.
know, Jill. I'm sure she's big news in Arkansas.
Well, I was gonna say,
okay,
you know-
I mean, everybody probably knows her. And she probably doesn't even live
Kinda.
in Bentonville anymore. So,
Right, right,
I'm
right.
guessing.
Right.
Yeah, kidding.
Yeah. But hell, it's hard not to hear from that woman if they cover everything up.
Well,
You know,
but it's
if they
interesting.
got the states covering it up, yeah, it's hard to hear from her.
But it's interesting family though. Like they said, they all stick together.
Yes,
We're gonna
all
we're not
three of
gonna
them
sue
now.
each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
all three because the other guy
Yeah, died in a
um,
plane crash. Yeah.
But they all seem to, we're not going to sue each other. Let's not battle amongst each other. If we have
Right.
a problem, let's work it out amongst. Sam Walton's interesting. I mean, very smart guy. And then
He
got a
was.
really, I mean, went to stores and he goes, "I'm going to go over to Sears and Penny's and see how they do things,
Right,
and then I'm going to do them better."
right.
I mean, that's pretty damn.
I
Smart.
want to get your model of how you're
Yep.
doing things, and
And
then
then,
I guess fine tune it to make it work
make it-
better for me.
and for the people,
Yeah,
and so the people will come. I mean, like
Yeah.
when he says he stood up in front of the people with a $50 jacket, $16 pants.
right.
Both from Walmart. I
Right.
mean, this is how we do business.
And then if I would have been there, I'd have said, "Damn, we couldn't get that jacket any cheaper."
Hell, I work.
What the hell?
Hell, I
$50 for that damn jacket?
Well, Tom, today, can you get that jacket at Walmart?
Yeah,
don't-
I doubt
They
it.
don't sell them, do they?
No,
I
I
don't
would
think they
have-
sell the jacket. I'm just
What?
guessing.
I don't know what year that was, but I
Yeah.
would, when he said $16 pair of pants, $50 jacket, I'd have said, "Is that a Calvin Klein?"
Right.
What the hell there, Sam?
But I mean, that was his vision and his thinking,
Yes.
mindset. So
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I'm going to screw the people as soon as I
Right.
get
Yeah,
this going.
I just want to become rich and screw everybody. Like he said, he opened up the 401ks to where that woman in 1992,
Profit sharing and all this. Yes.
$262,000 she
And-
had in
Well,
profit
and
sharing.
he was from Missouri, Oklahoma,
Yeah,
Arkansas,
right.
small, and went to the small towns and started.
Yes.
So I can get these people. Now, do you think in a small way, Dollar General's trying to do this?
No,
They're in a lot of small towns.
they are,
They're,
but
they're everywhere.
They-
You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Walmart. I mean, a Dollar General.
Dollar General, yeah.
They're everywhere.
But they're yeah, like you say though, they're everywhere now.
Yeah,
Even
they
big
almost
cities,
got too
big-
many of them. Yeah, yeah.
And like I
Didn't know
said,
that
too-
was the plan that they had too. They're like, well,
Yeah.
we'll just go to small towns in our
Yeah,
area,
1,200,
and
1,500.
start opening a
and-
store,
and-
which I'm sure them towns love.
Right,
They can run right to Dollar General and get their milk,
right. Get a little bit of
bread and
grocery
stuff
stuff.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's kind of got that same feel of starting out.
Right.
And I don't know if they ever plan on expanding like someday they build a huge Dollar General. We have a bigger place where there's more room because some of the ones we've been to, two people can't get down the damn aisle,
right.
without running over each other.
Well, the thing that gets me about Dollar General though is, my God, the truckers. I mean, I guess truckers have to bring it to Walmart, but no, truckers actually have to fingerprint everything that's delivered to a Dollar General. They have to get it off of the truck.
Well, they don't have docks.
Yeah,
That's
Right.
the thing. They've got to wheel it down on rollers
yeah,
into a truck, in and out of the,
Right.
out of the truck into the back. Walmart has docks.
yeah, because
Have
they
bigger
don't.
buildings.
They just get with existing. Now some are building. There is a couple of new Dollar Generals, but I don't think they build them big enough to get adopt.
They
You know,
don't plan
they
on that.
put-
They don't,
yeah.
yeah, because they need a lot more room and,
right.
you know, and build.
But I guess too, my train of thought is why aren't they, you know, like here in our town, what do we got? 5, 6 Dollar General?
Well, I'd have to think about where they're all at, but you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 5 or 6.
And we have a Dollar Tree and a Family Dollar. Now, I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
how they all
Fit in,
coexist
yeah.
together. I'm not sure how that all works.
Well, I think Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are owned by the same company.
Oh, they are?
I think.
Okay.
I think they're
All
the
right.
own. But my thought is that why doesn't Dollar Tree or Dollar General
Yeah.
have a warehouse here to where, you know, then they got their own trucks to go bring the stuff to the store.
Well, I
you
think
know?
the closest one is in Missouri. I know they have one down in Fulton, Missouri. A Dollar General
A
distribution, DC.
distribution.
And maybe up north around the Chicago area. Not real sure about that, but I've been by the one by Fulton, down in Fulton plenty of times.
Yeah. Because Warner Trucking is the one that I see here in town.
That do all
parked
the-
out there.
Yeah, that all their trailers.
Oh,
for 'em,
the trailers,
all their trailers for 'em. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trucking company that does it. But boy, that'd irritate you. Me having to knowing that I'm going to have to fingerprint all of that shit.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
box.
And then probably, you know, 5 or 6 things here on this stop. And then I got to go over to the other place, you know, and 5 or 6 things, you know, so.
You know how much room there is to back into
Right.
a Dollar General.
Right. Yeah, you're out in the parking lot, most of them.
And
You
if you're
just-
downtown at a Dollar General, I can't imagine trying
Yeah.
to get into some of the.
Yeah, I know that one over here by me. Of course, I go into work at 4:00.
Mhm.
So about 3:30, I'm driving by, and they've got the guy there, and the truck's parked out front. So about 3:30 in the morning, they're unloading the
Oh,
damn
they're already
truck.
starting.
Yes.
He's already there. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's times that
Because
I'll
nobody
drive
wants
by-
to be up at 3:30 going to work
No, no,
that I know of.
No. No, I don't.
I've experienced that
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
3:30 is for sleepy.
Exactly.
I
Or
think it is.
at least trying to sleep.
God bless you overnighters.
Yeah.
I used did that forever.
Yeah, I could always wake up at 3:30 and go turn and get that comfy spot and go back to sleep.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can always do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
knowing I got to get up, I'm like, oh,
Yep,
shoot.
start moving.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that was my question of why.
Yeah, the inheritance tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why didn't they? How did they all come out?
They found a
'Cause-
loophole somehow,
Yeah.
Thomas, to, I mean,
Don't they?
They've got lawyers, more lawyers than we've got lawyers, obviously, but, so work this out, to know where their money's going, how it's
Right.
going, how much the government will get, how much, I mean, people
Yeah.
they're not dumb, but they rely on smarter people
Right.
to take care of things.
Yeah, and the other thing is, what we pay, the prices that we pay at Walmart now for groceries. Yeah, there's a lot of gouging going on from the suppliers that supply Walmart with the stuff, but yet, no one talks about the $27.4 million that their CEO makes every year. Wonder if that could have something to do with the prices that we're paying in Walmart. That might have something to do with it. If we could get his salary down, then the people in
How about we get the people who work their salary up?
Yeah,
$14 an hour
yeah,
in this day and age.
yeah,
Even Costco's getting 20 an hour.
yeah, yeah.
So why can't you pay Walmart people 25?
Right.
There's a big dog.
Most employees, the biggest employer in the United States now, they overtook GM. GMC was the biggest.
We're the biggest
Yep.
employer. Yeah.
Yep, for a lot of years. And then,
And I don't know
Walmart-
how Walmart's benefits are. I don't know anybody works
Right.
there, per se, who could say, oh, I've got the greatest benefits in the world. So
Right,
I don't really hear that being said,
right,
as opposed to a General Motors worker.
right.
Probably has, I would imagine.
Oh, they definitely have. Well, their older employees would tell you.
Yeah.
We got the pension.
Pension
The
and stuff
new
like
ones
that.
will tell you, no, we
Sure.
just got
I mean,
401k,
yeah. Yeah, they should pay more.
And that's-
people more.
and that's all due to the Enron crap there.
Oh, yeah.
Enron,
Mhm. But I will say at Walmart, our
Enron screwed
Walmart,
everything
our
up.
Walmart here in town, I've seen 2 or 3 ladies in there, been there from day one.
Oh,
They
wow,
have been there I could pick them out to you, Thomas. They have been there from day one.
wow,
And I'll even say something to them. I go, you've been there from day one.
yeah,
She goes, yep.
wow,
It's pretty amazing, really. I mean,
Yeah.
So either they like the place, they're loyal,
yeah,
it
'cause-
pays enough to, hopefully they're getting more than somebody who starts tomorrow.
right,
I'm not sure how that works, but,
right, yeah,
yeah, some of them, and they do the dirty work like anybody else. They work
Yeah.
the cash register and the stock shelves but they're, I don't know, some people are loyal, and then you have the others come and go.
come and
It's a
go,
part-time job, I'm in and out of here.
Yeah.
Move on to something else.
yeah,
That's the
I
way it
just,
is with every employer, I'm sure, but. Anyway, Sam did a good job. That's
He
smart,
did.
smart, because we had my small town I grew up in, we had a Ben Franklin, 5 and dime,
yeah,
right there in town.
and
Man.
that's
And everybody went there because it was our Dollar General.
right,
You could get wherever you needed right there,
Right.
so you didn't have to leave town.
right, and but that Walmart was based off of Ben Franklin's, right? I mean, wasn't that the name of?
Well, that's the one he
He
worked at. He bought
yeah.
that one, and then the guy, but he didn't buy the building.
Right,
So the guy wanted his building back to give to his kids, I think it's how.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Sam, sounds like he built it up
yeah,
to run real well, and so
Yeah.
Sam said, the next time I buy one, I will own the
building,
building too.
And the
What's he put on there? Walmart or Walton, 5 and dime.
yeah, right,
So
yes,
smart man. I mean, really, it'd been fun to sit down and talk to him
yeah,
about business and stuff like that. Somebody
Yeah.
that I think like that's very interesting. That
and
where
such
their mind
modest.
is.
I mean, he reminded you of like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett doesn't live in a big
Big fancy dancy. He's still- does he
$45
still live in
million dollar
Omaha.
Omaha,
Omaha,
and in the
Nebraska.
same house
Ain't that
that
something?
him and his wife bought.
What's funny is that story there that, somebody said, well, why don't you buy something better to drive around? And,
Yeah.
well, how am I going to haul my dogs around?
Yeah.
Well, that's bad,
in
isn't
the Rolls Royce.
it? That's bad for you right there.
Yeah.
If I go haul my dogs
Yeah.
around, but I don't have a pickup truck.
he still had the hunting.
Yes.
I'm
Where
going
am I
to
gonna
hunt.
hunt? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and the house, same house that him and his wife bought when he
Ain't that
wasn't
something? Yeah.
a billionaire
Could have bought anything,
and
built
could have bought
anything.
anything. Yeah,
It's a
and
pretty
still,
amazing story, really.
Yeah.
But, in closing, I guess, we're not gonna be here 50 years from now, Tom, but we'll Walmart.
yeah, Oh, yeah.
Because we grew up with Kmart, Sears, Penny,
right.
and I'm sure we could all sit here and go, well, they'll be here forever. That's a staple
Well,
store.
2 of them were gone.
No, you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, you think they were gonna be here
Yeah.
to the end of time. So you look at Walmart, will somebody better come along, cheaper even than them, and,
right.
does, yeah.
I don't see in the current marketplace in the current state that we're in that anyone is going to come along and do things cheaper
Yeah.
than what Walmart has done or is doing.
Mhm.
And like I said, you don't become $116 billion selling cheap shit.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
What'd they say? 50 over $50 billion a year in profit for the kids. So yeah, it's and yet not one thing about the cost of the stuff in Walmart going up because of the CEOs making 27.4 million. We're not going to say that, but now if the employees want a raise, then
Then we're gonna
yeah,
question that. Yeah.
we got to get rid of it. We're going to close the store down if you want to unionize. We're going to close that store down.
Oh, yeah,
But-
they're hard against that, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
They're pretty much dug in that you're not gonna have any,
right,
sounds like, anyway.
right.
But then pay your people more money. And
Pay
you
'em
don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
$14 an hour these days, you know,
It's-
none of us want to pay a lot, but I mean, it's like, hey, you gotta make more than that.
yeah.
And try
Yeah,
to raise a
it's not-
family, but you know,
Yeah, the cost of living the cost of living wage has not
kept up,
with the cost of living, has it?
basically.
I mean, right now, look, I mean, for the federal government to look at it, I can hire somebody and pay them $7.25 an hour. That is the federal minimum wage. And yet, you know, when they are talking, I mean, I know states don't, you know, they're higher. And that's I mean, the state's government has said, no, we're not doing 725. We're, you know, we got to do 15 or 13, you know, something.
Yeah, each state, I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
here and there, but,
Yeah. Jesus Christ, to live out in California and your minimum wage should be like 50, 55 bucks an hour.
At least
Yeah.
it should be, yes.
Yeah. So there's one that's not keeping up with the times neither.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So it is crazy. But yeah, so I just found that interesting with Walmart
Good
and
story.
Sam.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
story. I like to watch
It-
them stories. And
Yes.
how people start
Yeah.
from
He-
nothing, basically, and have that vision. It's amazing how some people have that vision
Yeah. Yeah. And
and
what did-
aren't afraid to fail, because a lot of fail. A lot of them
Yes.
fail out there coming up with ideas, you know,
Yes.
anybody, you know,
right.
thinking this is gonna work, this is gonna make me,
Yeah.
you know, walking Sam Walton's shoes. You know,
Right.
that doesn't always work out that way, but
No.
but he got it done. I mean, he
He
did his
did.
homework and went to the competition and
And
said,
didn't he-
damn, I can do this better.
And I thought I heard somewhere where it says that he cleaned up trash at his competitor store. And did I hear that?
I don't know. I'm
like, my
you
God.
can watch this later on again, if
Yeah.
you like, but I don't remember that, but I
Yes.
just remember him
Yeah.
going in the competitive store and
Competitor stores said he spent more time
And
picking
that-
trash up in competitor stores. He spent more time in a competitor store than the executives of that store.
oh yeah, yeah.
And Walmart or Kmart, definitely. Kmart was, which you kind of look back on that, in that time when Kmart was starting to go under, and everybody in America felt, okay, Kmart's going to lose it. You know, they're going to go belly up. You just knew. You just had this feeling that Kmart, you know, when you're hearing they're closing these many stores and they're
Mhm.
closing, you just knew deep down inside, yeah, Kmart's going to go belly up. And then out of the blue, just out of the blue, Kmart is purchasing Sears. What?
I know.
What? How? And of course, then I guess in revenge, Kmart says, well, if we're going down, we're going to take you down with us. So then Sears goes down. And how do you Sears look at what Sears had accomplished? You know, hell, they got a big ass tower in Chicago that used to have their name on it. My
Yeah.
God.
I don't,
Now there's a
because something new comes along. You know how we all like new shiny things.
yeah.
Oh, we love them. By golly, we can talk about cars and all this stuff, you know, and everything. But like see, Target comes along.
Yeah.
Target out of
Yeah.
Minnesota comes along.
Right.
Builds
Where's-
nice
where did
fancy
that come?
store, and tries to do the same thing as Walmart, some of their stores, or super Targets
Right.
that have the groceries in them,
Right.
but not the only ones that were in Springfield. Close to us. I don't,
Yeah. Ours doesn't have
ours
it.
doesn't have that, but I mean, it's just new, it's fresh, it's clean.
Right.
People go in and go, wow,
And
it's nice. And, and they so see us here, see us,
Right.
see them all,
Right.
which is interesting. We can talk about that someday.
Yeah.
The death of-
Burners.
The death of all the malls. I
Yes.
mean, what happened? People just sit at home now and get
Well,
out,
and
get out the computer and do the Amazon thing.
I
Is
think-
that what we do now?
I think
We're too
that
damn
has
lazy
a-
we're too damn lazy to shop. Because
Right.
all I run into people at Walmart is the people shopping for people who don't want to come in. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that lazy. I don't mind going in and
Right,
going and looking around. I did, but others are maybe just don't have time
I
to
am
do
the-
that.
I am the type of person though that I should do that. I should have somebody
You
else.
should have a
shop.
pickup. Why?
Yes.
Why did you go and buy too much?
I go,
Do you just go like ape shit?
I go-
Start
I go
buying?
in to get a loaf of bread and
And,
a quart of milk.
next day.
And I've come out with $50 worth of shit, and most of it's not good.
You're like,
It's making me fat. I'm like, God damn it! Huh? Why did you go in and do
oh,
that?
I didn't
What?
need this, but
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Something about those Twinkies were just yelling at me.
Well, you
I
gotta,
had to get.
you gotta have something to munch on while you're
Yeah,
watching
well,
the
yeah.
Masters this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you gonna do? Sit there and not have something?
Yeah.
But,
But I was like,
No.
man, I got to start shopping online. Have somebody pick my shit up because this is bull. But yeah, but it's a great success story.
It is.
And then, like you said, you look at Sears and you think how great that was. And they were even back in the 1800s. Sears
When it
come-
started out.
Yes.
Got it.
because it was the book that you ordered from.
Oh, yeah, the catalog. The catalog.
Catalog
Sears catalog. And then the
Yes.
Christmas catalog came along and you were like,
Yes.
you kids would grab it and go,
And buy a house, you could buy that fucking catalog.
yes.
And like, what the hell? So you getting a damn house out of a catalog. Imagine today,
Can you buy a house on Amazon? I
Amazon
don't know if
pulling
you
up.
can. Can you buy one on Amazon? Just buy a house? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't, yes, I don't know if I have it delivered, but
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, it's
But-
just amazing how things have changed and
Yeah.
some for the better. Some I
Right.
don't think for the better, but it's everybody's opinion. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you look at the changes that's happened since the 80s, it's some good, some bad.
sure, people from the 40s and 50s would go, yeah, we go, boy, things have really changed in
Right.
the 80s. And we go from the 80s to now.
Right.
And then where are we at? We won't be here, but from now in 2075,
Yeah.
how's the country going to be?
Oh God.
Can you just imagine?
Yeah, what new thing, and especially with this AI crap coming
We're
out.
gonna have a flying car. Are we gonna have flying cars by
it's-
20? So I thought we would have them by now.
Yeah,
That would've been cool.
yeah.
But-
hell, we getting the ones that drive by themselves, but hell, they keep crashing and killing people. But, so I don't know if that's going to be a good deal or
I'm not
not.
good about
but-
that, but yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have showed us the Jetsons back in
Right.
the
Right.
early days.
Yeah.
I was so excited about
Yeah.
having a car that would fly.
Having a flying car. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't, and even back in the 80s with, of course, I guess it was 89 when Back to the Future 3 came out. And roads, where we're going, you don't need roads.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So hell, he even had the, what was that car?
The DeLorean.
DeLorean. He even had
yeah.
the DeLorean
That
flying.
was flying. Yeah. So and then you get construction guys who don't have to build roads no more. Now you
Yeah.
got them out of work.
Out of
so,
work.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
No.
just I don't know. Be interesting, but
No, but you could say that for a lot of things,
Oh, yeah.
that have come through. I mean, you could say that, well, damn it, we don't want to put the stagecoach driver out of work.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Boy, you're right. The guy who put the horseshoes on the
Yeah.
on the horses, you know.
That blacksmith, he needs a job.
You're right. So I guess it all comes around full circle. Yeah.
Hell, the Pony Express didn't last but a few months.
I know it. Yeah.
And that was going to be the best thing
Thought
since
that was the
sliced
best
bread.
idea. We can give it to a
Yeah.
guy on a horse and he'll drive right across the country and
Get 100 miles and hand it off to another guy.
then somebody said, well, let's build a train. What
Yeah.
the hell's a train?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna make tracks and it's gonna roll on it and
Right.
blah blah blah. You know, well, it's people,
Yeah. Yeah.
inventions and
Right.
the vision.
So there goes the
look ahead,
stagecoach guy. He's out of a job.
Where's the telephone guy today?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So it's
Now they're around
everything-
whenever a hurricane goes through or tornado or something.
But I mean, do you know of any payphones anymore? Anymore?
I don't know. These kids today, they wouldn't know what the hell payphone was. I don't
I
know.
don't think they carry change.
No. No.
I don't think they carry
They
any
would have
cash
to
at all,
have
to be
the
honest with you.
tap.
You have to tap it.
Yeah.
I know, hell, you gotta tap it in vending machine anymore.
That's right.
But,
That's
oh,
right.
well, okay,
So-
we're talking about the
Okay.
past and the history and the future all in one.
Right. Yeah. So, all righty, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoy this program and hope you subscribe and do all of the good stuff to help the channel out. We'd sure appreciate it. So we will talk to everybody later. Bye, everyone.